Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit that notification bell, get all your updates. Released up today's video. It's a beer courtesy of Pariah, so thank you so much for sending it. I really appreciate it, obviously. And it's a hybrid beer, or actually, more accurately, it's a Frankenstein beer. It's called Don't Go In There. That's a Spook House. Love the name of the can art. Love that. And if you're thinking to yourself, isn't it a little early for this? Just keep in mind that pumpkin beers come out in July, so I don't think it's too early. Uh, like I said, it's called Don't Go In There. That's a Spook House. Hazy Double IPA brewed with Malvasia Bianca and Chardonnay juice. So you're getting some wine characteristics with this, hazy IPA. For our fall seasonal, so you can hence the name and the artwork, we wanted to come up with our own Frankenstein's monster. Props for not just saying Frankenstein; it's his monster. That's a very nerd catch, and I appreciate that. We present to you this hybrid hazy dippa packed with coffinfuls of Nelson and Simcoe hops. While we boiled, nearly done a vaping, suddenly there came a tapping as something gently rapping at our kettle door. It was buckets filled with Malvasia, Bianca, and Chardonnay juice, of which we promptly added. We get spooky notes of tangerine, grape must, and honeysuckle, framed by apricot and peach flavors with a moderately dry finish. Hops, Nelson and Simcoe, malts, pale, oats, and wheat, 8.1% ABV, and is just barely over a week old. So yeah, super excited for this. Let's get into it. So, I get it, and I'm hearing some other people talk about Nelson and does everyone get the white wine thing? Sounds like I'm definitely in the camp where for me it kicks out white wine, grapes, but that's not a universal thought amongst my friends at least. So this has the Nelson, plus it has that actual wine adjacent adjuncts with the juices. I'm wondering, yeah, how winey this is gonna be. I mean, definitely just from the look. I mean, it wow. I thought with those grape juices that maybe the color would be different, but I mean that looks like if I said close your eyes and picture a hazy double IPA, that's what it would look like. It's a beautiful orange yellow hybrid color. It's it's like it's like approaching. It's like murky approaching milky. Teeny tiny bubbles, some small bubbles. I don't know, barely off white, bone white. Head's going away relatively quickly. There's probably like a finger or so when I poured it. Get a little bit, like lacing and legs on the glass, so I like that. Looks pretty. Let's get to the aroma. I was expecting the first major thing to jump out at me to be like white wine and maybe a lemon note. I'm getting that tangerine that they mentioned for as a tasting note for sure. Then behind that, I get like the grape must. Is what is it's that, but it's something else. Or like there's another component. It's so familiar. It's a little herbaceous, like almost like a basil. But okay, now I'm getting more of the white wine. It's holding strong with tangerine. Like I really thought I was gonna get some lemon peel, but it's citrusy with the tangerine. There's a nice, not, is it cotton candy? There's a nice candied sweetness in that herbaceous thing helps balance out the sweetness, and then you're getting, some of that white wine. Again, not as prominent as I thought it was going to be. It's a little grapey, but again, not as prominent as I thought it was going to be. It's a really cool aroma, and I've said this in a lot of videos lately where I do hazy IPAs, double IPAs. My three criterias. You know, does it taste good? Does it drink like a beer? And is there something different about it, something unique? And although I haven't tasted it yet, it definitely is at the very least a unique aroma, and it's a very good aroma. So like it's hitting those things. I'm really excited. Cheers. For sure, peaches and apricot, and like it's cool because they're pretty ripe in taste, but then you're also getting like the peach and I'll stick with the peach skin a little bit, which is cool. That herbaceous basil thing that got in the aroma is drinking a little bit more earthy, grassy. And again, because it has some sweetness to it, it has some of that, those juicy qualities that you want, but it's helping balance that out, which I really appreciate in this. That's cool. That is, and it does have, especially in the aftertaste as I'm talking, it does have almost like a mimosa vibe because I have some of that tangerine lingering, but then I'm getting some of that white wine. That's really cool. There's a nice, actually I'm going to use the word like astringency. Like it feels like there's residual hop particulate still on my tongue. It's a really good sip, and it's a really good aftertaste. And it's long. I mean, how long has it been since I've taken a sip? And I still have that really pleasant aftertaste. Wow. Mm. There's the lemon. I'm like, I don't think I willed it into existence because I thought I was going to get it. But as that citrus is starting to compound, it still has that tangerine thing. I don't think that's going to go away. But now it's getting a little bit more complex because we're adding more citrus, but in the form of lemon, which is now also in the aftertaste a little bit more, not quite grapefruity. I'm gonna stick with the lemon, maybe like a pink grapefruit taste a little bit. And that again, that herbaceous thing is continuing to be a little bit more grassy, which I like. What were their tasting notes again? Tangerine, grape must, yeah, honeysuckle. A few beers I've had have used that as a descriptor, and I don't know what that tastes like. And then framed in apricot and peach. Yeah, I've been getting in Citra. I always get citrus, but a good amount of peach and apricot. It seems like. So I think if I was doing this blind, I would guess that to be one of the hops. That's kind of a cool thing too. Is it's making me think it's one thing because I would taste, but it's not that thing. It's a cool beer. Yeah, this is really cool. Um, and again, okay, the grape must. Yeah, they did say that too. Nice mouthfeel. You can tell it's nicely oated. There is some. I haven't talked about the bitterness. There is still some bitterness. So to go back to my, three things on my criteria for a style like this, it hits all three. It's delicious. It does drink like a beer, and that bitterness really helps. Like it has. I'll skip to the third thing for a second, and it's definitely unique. I mean the addition of the grape juices, adding that part of the wine process to a beer that is hopped with a thing that I am one of the people who associates that hop with white wine and grapes. It's definitely unique. To go back to does it drink like a beer? Even though it has those wine components and it has that sweetness, it has that juicy thing, especially, and again, I have to keep hitting the tangerine for the citrus and then that pretty ripe peach and apricot. It's not like sickly ripe, but they're ripe. They're when you want to eat them, but that has that cool like by the skin itself, almost like bitterness that way. It's a wow. Some people frown on you using the word, it's complex, but I think and this is a complex beer, but I think I've tried to hit the nuance of the complexity. So I think it's okay to use that word if you kind of explain what's complex about it. Yeah, this is rad. This is really rad. For a fall seasonal, it's not like a pumpkin beer and Oktoberfest or something. This is awesome. Yeah, I really enjoy it. Thanks again for sending. I really appreciate it. Have you guys had this before? Have you had other Pariah beers? When you think of fall seasonals, you only think of Oktoberfest and pumpkin beers. Anything, everything related, put in the comment section below. Let's get a conversation going. Thanks again for sending it, Pariah. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching. I always appreciate that. Check me out on Instagram and Untapped. It's No Hype Beer Reviews at both those places. So always please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.